wake up to the sound of the same old clock. Tick tock, it never stops. The sun is rising, but my spirit's low. Another day in the grind, here we go. 9 to 5 is killing me, stealing my soul piece by piece. So freedom, where you hiding, please?
Alright, you guys, welcome back to the vlog. So today is a Wednesday, it's just a regular work day for me. So I've just been working, I have to go eat some lunch, and then later today I'm going to be training my lower B session, which is like my favorite leg day of the week. So super pumped about that. You guys can tell, but I have been kind of upgrading the space in here. I got this chair off Amazon, and I just put it together yesterday, and it's super comfy, and it's like wide and everything. And I got a rug. I definitely need a bigger rug, but I'm going for like a black and white kind of theme in here because they're all this like black accents that I have in this building. It is kind of like an interesting building just because there's like a sink right here. It used to be like a workshop, I think, so. Cute shower curtain from Home Goods I'm gonna put up. It's like black and white and this cute little bow, so yeah, I'll continue to show you guys my decorating interior design updates that I'm doing in here, but I also want to talk about my glute training tips because I have gotten a lot of questions just about like training glutes, developing your like tie-in areas. Someone asked that on my last video, and I'm very passionate about optimizing your training, and there's a lot of things that I've kind of learned along the way about how to make your glute training better so you can lift heavier and really put on tissue there. So we're going to kind of be going over those things, but I do need to eat, and that's obviously step one. If you want to grow some glutes, you got to be eating. So I'm gonna eat some lunch. I'll go over some glute training tips while I make my meal 3 years. So when it comes to glute training, a lot of it is just kind of figuring out what works for you. A lot of people give up on exercises just because they're hard or doesn't feel right, right away the first time you try it. A lot of times you really just have to kind of figure it out and work through it, either by, adjusting your form, foot placement, the machine you're using, add things to the machine. For example, I always use a folded up yoga mat underneath my hips when I do a hip thrust machine because the belt likes to slide around and it hurts your hips really bad, so you can't really lift that heavy. And then once I started doing that, it just kind of made everything so much better for me. Another example, like I don't really like Smith machine glute focus squats. It kind of hurts my back, so I do either V squat or I do a belt squat. So it really is just about finding what works for you. And I do just kind of find people give up on exercises really quickly when it can take honestly a few months to feel really, really good in a movement, especially if you're newer to the gym and you don't have that much experience. Another thing is your glutes are huge muscles. They're one of the biggest muscles on your body. So it takes a lot to really get them to grow because they are so large and they can lift a lot more than you think. So once you find the connection on a movement and it feels good and you can feel that, connection and tension in your glutes, start adding weight. I promise you can lift more than a 25-pound plate on each side of a hip thrust. So really start focusing on progression, lifting more over time, increasing reps, weight, really work on that progressive overload component of it, and don't be scared. And if you are feeling your back in all of your glute movements, RDLs, hip thrusts, you might just have weak erectors. So you should start doing some back hyper extension is what I recommend. No way to ever cancel out all lower back activity in these movements because it is a part of the movement. Yes, you should be feeling primarily your glutes, hamstrings, but if your back is really weak, it's gonna take over and cut out the minute things get a little bit heavy. So make sure your back isn't weak, your core isn't weak, work on that too. Also for RDLs, you're always gonna feel your lower back a little bit. It is involved in the movement, but the more advanced you get, the more you get good at targeting your glutes more than those things, if that makes sense. Getting ready for the gym. This is what I'm wearing. Honor Active shorts that I think I was wearing in my last video, but in red. And then this is just like an Amazon sports bra that I wear all the time. And then I'm just gonna do like a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, and then my sweatpants. So actually, I'll wear this with this. What do we think? Should I wear this? Yeah, I'm gonna bring the t-shirt anyways, but I'm gonna leave this on for now. I'm just gonna wear the same Honors. I'm now on the way to the gym. I ate another meal so that I'll only have one meal to eat when I get back. Next glute training tip for you guys is your form is not going to look exactly the same as a girl you see on social media. It really just comes down to, are you able to feel the connection really well without having some sort of injury and able to progress? I say this because if you are like 5'8" with a short torso and long legs, what an RDL looks like on you is going to look a little bit different than, for example, a girl that's 5 feet tall and has a super long torso and shorter legs. You know what I'm trying to say? Your biomechanics are going to look different across the board, so don't focus so much on what you look like doing an exercise. Yes, it's important to have good form, but focus more on what it feels like for you and kind of find that sweet spot. On a real note though, y'all, like the weather lately, I'm just like snowed out. Like, listen, I love Michigan and I think snow is pretty, but it's been so cold and I think I'm getting a seasonal depression, so it's been kind of hard. So I'm hoping that there's like some sort of sunny day soon so I can like go on like a walk outside, because I used to go on walks all the time outside and I felt like it was so good for my mental health. Having a walking pad is great, but like I love a walk outside. It's just so like calming, good for your mental health, and yeah, I don't know, like just the no sun definitely gets to you. You also live in a climate like Michigan, it's very hard to not get seasonal depression. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a little voiceover here as I go through some movements. So here I'm doing a glute focused belt squat. I love these because you can load it really heavy, it's not spine loaded, and really here the main thing is just that you're pitching your hips back first so that you're feeling it all in your glutes. And also you don't want your knees to be flexing too much because that will bring in more quads. You can see here my knees are pitching forward a tiny bit, but I really am feeling it 99% in my glutes here, but I can probably scooch my feet up a little bit on the platform so that there is less knee flexion there and keeping it mostly in my glutes. But again, it's more about how it feels than how it looks. Someone asked me my favorite movements for the glute tie-in area, and I would definitely say a B stance RDL, which you guys have seen me do before. Definitely a unilateral glute focus reverse lunge you guys see me do, or a split squat. And then of course my favorite bench supported glute focus kickbacks, where I can really kind of get the tie-in at the top and then the glute meet on the way out the back. But really you should be targeting your glutes in a length position, shortened position, unilaterally, and then your accessory work as well, like your abductions and then your kickbacks. So, and then also just lifting heavy enough. When you think about your glutes and your glute tie-in, a lot of times it just doesn't show on people because they don't have the muscle development there. Like I lift, not to like toot my own horn, but like 160 pounds for my B stance RDL on one leg, right? So you really are stronger than you think, and do things like this here where I'm using a mat under my hips so that it doesn't hurt, so that I can lift more. Of course, hip thrusts are a staple. I'm really thinking about scooping at the bottom with my glutes to bring myself up, keeping my core tight, all that good stuff. And then this here is a pendulum squat. So I am still training my quads because I am in wellness, so I still need those, and this is really knee flexion focus. Knees tracking over my toes as much as I can, pushing through my toes and really my whole foot, and getting as much quad activation as possible. So yeah, those are my little tidbits for you from this day. Guys, I'm home and I'm gonna make a little whey drip situation. The protein powders I've been loving, the Muscle Sport protein powders, they come even in like this little 1 pound container. This one's my favorite, I think, the Dipsadoodle flavor. And then I also have the Huckleberry cheesecake one. That one's good. Not as good as not as cheesecakey as I wanted it to be. And I also have the Black Forest. That one's really good, kind of like a chocolatey cherry vibe. But this one, I'm just a sucker for like a vanilla cookie-ish protein powder. I really want to try the Monster Cookie as well. I'm gonna make like a little whey drip and eat this with strawberries, I think. It was a pretty good workout. I didn't show you guys everything, but I did like abductions, ham curls, you know, the belt squat, pendulum, hip thrusts, kickbacks, you know, the usual. Moving on to another glute training tip, you guys might notice that nothing about my training is that monumental or groundbreaking. It's all very simple exercises that work. Really any of those, you know, Instagram crazy circuits or, you know, weird stuff. But everyone wants to train like a bodybuilder, but if you really want to build muscle, you really have to look to the bodybuilders and see what they're doing. Obviously, I'm training for bodybuilding, but think about the wellness and bikini Olympians, you know? They are not doing anything crazy. They're doing all the basics, but just getting really good at them and advancing in them. So that's my next tip for you, is that stick to the basics and just, get really dialed with them. My training program hasn't changed in 2 years. 2 years. And I'm still progressing. I'm still growing. Another topic while I cut these strawberries. Does anyone else feel like Instagram is just full of monitoring spirits and just bad vibes? Like, I just feel like I don't have that much to share on Instagram besides just like my, daily pump pictures and just like my lift progress. Other than that, and like I guess my client transformations and things, but like other than that, I really don't feel the need to post there as much. I really just do it kind of keep up with my friends and things like that, and like bodybuilding stuff, because I just feel like Instagram's full of monitoring spirits and you have to post on reels, and I just really hate doing that because it's just not the same as like TikTok. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I don't love it. I ate my food, now I have to shower, go to bed, so on and so forth. Alrighty, hey you guys, so it's now Saturday, January 10th. Don't mind my hair, I'm getting it done on the 19th and I just cannot be bothered with it right now. It is what it is. It's been a few days just because I was really, really busy with like work, coaching stuff. Today I have to do cardio, train upper, do groceries, all that good stuff. Really just the same shit, different day, to be honest. Today I did have kind of a hard time just like getting out of bed, honestly, because every single day that's after my leg training days, I just honestly feel a little trashed, just like systemically, but it kind of comes with the territory. I'm kind of where I'm at right now, and kind of like a recomp now, so my food's up a little bit. I will insert pictures of my most recent check-in. I am super stoked on what I'm looking like right now. It's very exciting. I feel like I have hope, The plan is that I'm probably not competing until 2027 now, which is great because I really wanted to take this year to kind of establish my career better, and I want to be a freak when I step on stage. Like, I want to look like a freak, and I want to be huge. So I want to be super competitive. So I'm completely fine with waiting as long as it takes to be super competitive and to look really good when I do, touch down on a stage. In general, I do just enjoy the lifestyle of bodybuilding, so it's not a big deal for me. It will be kind of crazy though when the time does come for me to compete, because I will have been working towards it for like 3 or 4 years at that point. Willing to take the time and do what is the respectable thing to do to be a good competitor. So going to do a little posing after upper and cardio as well, so I'll show you guys that. I've been trying to work on my posing a lot more because, I feel like you can never start too early. The walking part of it was a little bit of a struggle for me at first, but then I realized when I just stop thinking so much when I'm doing my walk, it looks so much better and it feels so much better. We'll catch you guys at the gym.
Live. Is that you?